Life can be tough, a struggle each day to know where you fit inside this game of life. Just breathing is hard, moments feel like hours and you're in pain. Silent pain. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to not be okay. You feel all alone, like no one constantly numb. The numbness guides your life, so you sleep the pain away. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay not to be okay. You don't need to hide what you feel inside, 'cause it's okay to not be okay. Open your eyes and see my outstretched arm, grasping for you to take a hold and climb out from the place that brings you down. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay not to be okay. You have more you can give with this life you live. It's okay to not be okay. You aren't here alone. I won't have the answers, and I can't give advice, but you are loved by many, and I won't leave your side. Just reach out for my hand with yours. Let me remind you what you have. From the shadows, from the doubt, we stand up, we stand proud. Scarred and strong, we wear that crown. Villains with our hearts turned down. Ink on skin, stealing eyes. Beards like battle flags, we fly. Different flags, different tongues. Same fire burning in our lungs. Talking late with a brother overseas. Same dream, same scar, same needs. Changing one small street at a time. Heavy hands, open hearts, live aligned. This is the heart of a villain, where the outcasts turn to kings. Brotherhood, honor, and family, loyalty in everything. From the cold to the fire,
welcome to the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood. It is called The Heart of a Villain, with an abbreviated theme song tonight because we're not sure how long the internet's going to hold up for us. We've already lost the IG feed. I'm not sure if I just don't have a powerful enough connection with the new fancy times that have happened in the last several months. I don't know. But the updated software is a lot more powerful now, and it's possibly giving me some problems. So if I disappear again, I apologize. I'll be back as quickly as I can. Not tonight, though, because I'm going to have to figure out the issues. I don't want to keep doing this again tonight and putting everybody off again, as I've done a few times in the past, and you all know that. Man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much for being here. As long as we are here tonight, anyway, I thank you guys so much for being here. First of all, let me say, you are probably looking at a different BP than you remember last time around. It's been a while, so nice to meet you. I have a little bit less of a beard than I once did. It was all completely gone, and now it's starting to come back, thankfully. But everyone in the Bearded Villain community was so generous and pleasant and nice to allow me and not to harass me too badly for losing the beard for a short period of time, for a few weeks. It was something that I wanted to do for a very, very, very long time. And man, this for those of you that didn't know, yes, I shaved the beard down for the first time in 9 years. Shaved it completely off to be in a musical that I have wanted to be a part of, specific role in the musical since, now this is going to date some of you, 1991. I have wanted to be in this show since 1991, in this specific part. And of course, it never comes around, but it did. And it finally came around here at our local theater. I auditioned for it, and I told the director, which ironically was my wife, I told her that this is one of the only 2 roles probably that I would ever shave for. And so I said, don't let that make your decision for you whether or not you cast me. But just so you know, you won't have a bearded baker. And it was the role of a baker. I've never seen the baker be played by a bearded person, so I wanted to play it true to its nature of the role. And so what an amazing, amazing time that was. And yeah, I had to shave it off the week before the show started, and then for the 2 weeks thereafter. So, funny thing is, I had to actually go out and buy a $15 electric razor so that I didn't have to blade shave my face all the time over the course of that 3-week run. So now that razor's just going to sit, or I'll hand it off to somebody else. I don't know. But yeah, it's maybe it'll be the traveling razor for people that have to shave for work-related issues or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's gross. I don't know. But maybe it's just symbolic of something. But so yeah, that was really, really fun time. And what's great is that my brothers and Bearded Villains Northern Indiana could not have been greater about this. Of course you're going to have that ribbing and everything else, but I got to tell you, they did something that was just truly amazing. They organized, so thank you, Greg, our brother Greg, for kind of spearheading the effort. I think he did to say, hey, let's go out and support BP for his show. And I got to show you this, man, because boy, I tell you, this was it's a small theater that seats only about a couple hundred people, but in the front 2 rows of this theater were all my guys. And I'm telling you what, the guys from our chapter, I got to share this picture. The guys from our chapter really came out strong. And yeah, you can see, I posted this on IG a couple weeks ago after it happened, but there we are. It's not the full chapter, but a big portion of our chapter came out to support me. And I think that they actually liked it. Most of those guys were not the musical type. They're not the musical theater type, but most of our guys, sounds like, when I was on the stage and I was looking down at them, I could tell you that most of them did not have smiles on their faces, but I don't know if that's just because they were taking the whole thing in. They maybe were a little surprised because the stage was so close to the front 2 rows, because we were pretty much right on top of them. I don't know what it is, but every chance I got to kind of give a little peek to the guys, it was pretty funny because I was just like, hey, there he is. I'd give a little wink uh, Riley's sitting down there in the front row, and there was one scene where it was a nice serious scene, and I just kind of glanced over at him real quick, and I just kind of gave him a wink, and he just kind of smirked. But the guys were awesome, and so I was so thankful to be a part of this thing. It was truly, like I said, it's been since 1991 that I wanted to be in this musical, Into the Woods, and boy, it was such a great experience, and my guys came out strong for me. They really did. So thank you to Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana, man. Yeah, you can listen in conversations to find out just your one-on-one conversations with the guys from my chapter. If they liked it, maybe I'm sure wouldn't tell me, even though I told them, hey, I know it's not for all of you, and I know that most of you are here just to support me. So for that reason, and I do appreciate that. Whether you liked it or not, you spent a couple hours out of your night one night to come over here and spent $20 for a ticket. So I was very appreciative of that. So thank you very much. I'm going to try this and see what happens with this new format and see if I can bring in some comments here, of course. Dapper Dan says, yes, Ed loves musicals. He says he loves the musicals. Yes. Actually, I think Ed had a decent time. I don't think he hated his time there. What is up, brother? He says, what's up, BP? Happy to see you back. Yes. And our brother up in Michigan, our captain from the Michigan Bearded Villains, is going to be one of my guests in the upcoming few weeks. I'm going to get into that in just a few minutes here. But yes. Hey, Conman here says, if I were closer, I'd have come, but I'm in Canada. Yeah, that's a little bit of a drive for you. So I appreciate the thoughts, though, for sure. But let's get back to some of these comments, man. I'm excited to be able to bring comments back in. Mr. Elevated Gray, as you know, I make sure I give you the name that's on your comment. Even if I know you go by something else, that's what I go by. How we doing, Mr. Elevated Gray? Good to see you. Good to see you. For those of you that are just now joining us just recently, we had the glitch at the beginning of the show, stopped on us, but now we're back up and cooking. It seems like here on IG or I'm here on YouTube. Eventually, I'm going to get this sorted so that this will also go live on YouTube as well. Mr. Hillbilly, Jake, what's up? Evening, everybody. Yes, good to see you here as well. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. Man. Yes, Dan says, glad I refreshed because he saw the first broadcast that cut off for sure. Mr. Ramsey's hanging out with us as well. So good to see you. Good to see you. Hayes says, not a good sign. The music was cutting in and out. I hope that toward the end it was doing okay. But yes. So Hayes says, fingers crossed. Yes, we're going to do the fingers crossed thing for sure. But thank you guys so much for being here. I got to give out shouts to Ed Deering, Mr. Dapper Dan, Mr. Hayes, Mr. Ramsey, Ed Sanner. I think I'm trying to go through the line of everybody that's been in here so far tonight. Give a shout outs to everybody that is here joining with us live for the first time back in a long, long time. It feels weird, but it feels right. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're cooking here, because what we're going to be doing is a lot of what we're going to do is the similar stuff that we have done in the past, but what we're going to be doing is adding to and changing slightly a little bit of some of the formatting, because what I want to do, I think what's most important. Russ, what's up? He says, hey fellas. Let me kick back over to the other screen here. There he is. Russ says, hey fellas, what's up? Yeah, Paul, been missed, bro. I get it. Totally. Yes, miss seeing the lives. Well, we're going to be back. We're going to make sure we're back for sure. But so what we're going to be doing here is, we're going to be moving on and doing some of the similar stuff that we've done in the past, but in a different way, right? So what I want to be able to do is have at least one interview per episode with somebody, but I would like to be able to schedule it out where I do like a main interview and then I have a secondary interview with somebody. We kind of have a part A and part B. We're going to have a few different sponsors join in, and we're going to be able to do some sponsorships with them. But I also want to be able to the core nature of the show is going to continue to be what it was, and that is celebrating the really cool things that our brothers out there are doing and that our chapters are out there doing. That's what this show has always been at its heart, because I think that's what the heart of a villain is. That's what it means, right? And so that's what we're going to be continuing to do. I'm going to be doing a better job of scheduling out in advance who is going to be speaking, who we're going to be having our interviews with, so that I can get and kind of plan out what our plan of attack is for that. So we can reach out and say, hey, you got a thing coming up. You got a thing coming up. And now I think one of the strengths of the show has always been our reach, right? We're reaching out to brothers all over the world, literally all over the world. And so the hope is that we're going to continue to do that. But what I'm going to do, you're going to see less long form videos. You're going to see less of the 30-minute videos, okay? The 30-minute interviews, because what I want to do is this way I can get more people in. I can talk to more people. So I'm going to limit our interviews to like 10 to 15 minutes. So I do apologize for that, but we can always come back and say, hey, let's do a follow-up. You know, a good example of that would be when we have a brother that comes in and we're talking to somebody about an event, right? We can do a 10-minute interview about, hey, what's this event going to be about? Let's talk about it. Let's promote it. Then we're going to come back a week later, and part of our show, we're going to take about 5 or 10 more minutes out again on the next show and talk about what happened. How did it go? What's the prognosis? What's the feel of this thing? What are we, changes we're going to do? How does it go? And it gives the hosting chapter of the event a little bit of time to decompress and to kind of like, have their little after action debrief and figure out what they're going to do moving forward. So we're going to be doing as much of that as we can, but I'd like to be able to reach out, and I want to be able to celebrate the lives and the things that our brothers are doing out there. And we have a lot. And if I limit our show to strictly one interview per show, even if I keep this up to 52 weeks, every single week a year, I'm only touching a small segment of what our brotherhood is, right? I'm only talking to a small segment of our brotherhood, and I don't want to do that. I've done that for several years, and it was great. But this way, I can reach out to double, maybe triple as many brothers by shortening it down to just a short little snippet of an interview, a 5 to 10 minute interview. And we can maybe do 2 or 3 of those, maybe some episodes. So some of them may be live. Some of them will be taped to play live interviews. But I want to do a mixture of these things. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, one of the issues that we're going to have to be careful with is we have to make sure that the internet works, right? So there's going to be some trial and error over the next couple of weeks as I make sure I can figure to do that. But that's the goal. That's what we're going to be doing, is that we can continue to do a lot of what we have done. As the beard grows on, as this beard fills back in, hopefully I'll be almost up to a business beard for Nash Vegas, which I will be at, not Nash Vegas this year, but what are we calling it? It's DSV. But I will be down in Nashville next weekend. So that gets me to another point, right? The other point is that this upcoming Nash Vegas, now is DSV weekend. Because of travel, and because I actually have to travel a day early for work, this is kind of just a teaser for you, okay? This is kind of just a teaser for you, folks. We will be back. We're back tonight for just a little bit, and then next week we're off because I'm traveling for work and for getting down to DSV. So in future weeks, I'll be able to plan out, and if I have to travel for work the day before an event or something like that, we'll be able to have the show maybe on Wednesday night or Tuesday night, worst case scenario. So we'll be able to plan that out, and I'll have that knowledge. I'll be able to spread that knowledge, tell everybody about the schedule a few weeks out so we can plan around that. But the plan is that when I'll be able to talk to some people when I'm down at DSV in Nashville this week. Going to come back the following week. So 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to come back on. And my plan is to be able to, one of our first interview guests back is going to be a certain captain from Michigan. He knows it. I've talked to him about it. We're going to schedule that up. I know that the boys up in Michigan have been doing some really great things, not just recently, but over the last year, really. They've been doing a lot of growth, a lot of great events, a lot of brotherhood time. So I want to be able to get them on. I haven't been able to get him on I've never been able to really get him on. So, and talk to him about all the cool things that chapter's doing. So that's going to be one. I know I want to be able to I want to be able to celebrate and talk about Monkey Jam that's going to be going on over in England coming up in a few weeks. So I want to plan to do that. As the other events come on, I know we have Beardo de Mayo coming up next month, and I'm going to be talking with some Ohio brothers about that. We're going to be jumping around quite a bit, but I want to be able to celebrate and share the really cool things that our chapters are doing out there, the ones that are really making a difference. Now, hey, if I don't reach out to you over the next several months, maybe it's because you're just kind of hanging, right? And I want to be able to celebrate the cool things that our chapters are doing. So let's get out there and do the things that we know we can do, right? Change the lives, not only the lives of the public, but the lives of our brothers out there as well. I'm also reaching out to a couple of whiskey companies. I want to have a whiskey company come on board here. I don't know how I can, but if you know of anybody that owns a whiskey company, let me know. I've already done some initial kind of feelers out there, but man, I want to be able to. I would love to be able to have not just definitely not like Bob's whiskey, not like some junk whiskey that maybe there's a Bob out there that makes whiskey that's really good. So I just say Bob because that's a default. But I would like to find somebody, and it's not a money thing. It's not I need to make money off of you. I want to be able to promote the stuff that I like. That's one of the things that I do. I like to be able to promote the products and the items that I do like. That's why I've had Bigfoot on here for a while. Coming soon. Another sponsor of our program is going to be Bearded Death Oil. I know many of you have celebrated and enjoyed our time, have been partnering with Bearded Death. And so Bearded Death is going to come on board also as a sponsor, as one of our sponsors aboard here. So we're going to be doing a bunch of different things. We're going to be talking with a bunch of different people around things and celebrating what we are all about. Iron Smoke, hey, like I said, if you know of anyone that wants to jump on board, Hayes, to be a sponsor, then please do. Yes, Ed, we're going to figure out how to not make it seem like we're propping up our own chapter, but I want to for sure. We do have Ray's Ride coming up in May as well. If you live within a few hundred miles of northern Indiana, get on a motorcycle and come on out, because I'm going to have more information about that in the coming weeks, about Ray's Ride. It celebrates everything that was the life and the legacy of our brother, Ray, who passed away last year. But that's going to be an awesome time. There's a lot of different things that I can't wait to do. But just so you know, when I'm talking about sponsorships, partnerships for this program, here's the deal. I don't need the money. Money's great, right? But for this little podcast, this little engine that's only seen by a handful of people each week, and maybe a few dozen others in a typical podcast platform, those are they're not going to get any money truly from this, but what they can get is a little bit of extra advertising from me, right? And that's what I want to do. I'm going to partner with companies that I really enjoy, that have a great base. They have what they're about is really important to me. They great products, great service, that kind of a thing. And so when I talk about partnerships, as I said when I was talking earlier today with Bearded Death, I said, hey, I'm a terrible businessman when it comes to this, because I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't need the money. And I don't want you to flood me with a whole bunch of free stuff either. I'm not going to ask for that. If you want to send me a sample of something occasionally, as for me doing some ads for you, that's great. I'll accept that. But what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to promote the products that I like, right? And promote the products in a professional way to help them out. So all I ask to be able to be a partner here is that occasionally you send me something that I can show on the show, that I can talk about on the show. Maybe occasionally I can do a giveaway to promote you a little bit more, because occasionally I can do a giveaway for something that you are offering. If it's a whiskey, it's a bottle. If it's a cigar set, maybe it's a new blend of cigar, whatever it is. Yes. I saw Hayes say cigar. Yeah. Anything. I can't sit here in the basement studio and light it up because the wife would not be happy with that. But I'm telling you, I'm looking for them out there because I think it'll be really fun to partner up with not only the companies that I know, but the companies that many of our listeners really know and love. So if there's some things out there that we can do, if there's things that in ways that I can help get the word out a little bit more about that company, to me, that's what it's all about. This is not ever going to be, and I've never seen it that way, that it's going to be a moneymaker thing for me. I do this because I love it, because I love being able to share the stories and the cool things that our villains out there are doing. And that's it. And so if I can do as part of that, as part of that message, if I can spread the word about some products, some companies out there that we are close to, that like us for what we do, I'm going to be all about that. And yes, Mr. Ramsey is on board as well. He knows a small company. He knows a small new company. Yes, we're going to be partnering up as well, Mr. Ramsey. So rest assured. So we've got some cool plans. We're going to have a lot of different sponsors, and what's really cool is we're going to be able to do some really neat things with that, which means that we can have sponsors that will sponsor certain parts of the program. We can have whole program sponsors. We can have sponsors that partner up with us for different things that we do. Maybe just short little ads that we're going to be able to do for them on their behalf on Instagram, on Facebook, on a variety of different platforms. So I want to be able to do these things and help out where I can for the people that make a difference in our world. That's, to me, that's what it's about. So thank you very much for those of you who are planning on sending me some information, and looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Looking forward to, anything that you can do to help this, because what have I always said since day one? Those of you who have been here, and many of you that are listening right now, many of you have been here for that long period of time. You know that I've always said, this is not my show, right? This is not my podcast. This show is as much yours as it is mine. So it's a partnership, and I would not be here doing this without you. Well, maybe I would have been for a little bit, but because, just being here and doing this kind of fun thing, it's fun. It's fun for me. And I've said before, I have done this a couple of times to zero viewers. I have gone live and finished the live with 0 viewers. It's happened a couple of times. But I do it anyway, just because it's recorded and I can share the stuff later. But it does take a bit. It really does, to compile stuff, to be looking out for the different things that the chapters are doing. I do that the best I can, but with a full-time job, with all the family stuff. And here's the thing, with all the other algorithm changes that have happened, and the transfer from a lot of stuff happening from Instagram to now, with so much going on in Bearded Villains in Discord, it's very difficult to follow along with everything. And Ed, my captain, that's right, I said my captain, Ed would tell you that I still don't really like Discord. It's not that I like something else better than it now, because that's really much the only thing that's out there for it, Instagram and Discord. But I get annoyed with the mobile version on my phone. I know that the desktop version is much better, and people like Ed, who work on a computer all day long, they are able to keep that up and running throughout the day if they want to. I can't do that on my work computer. I can't have Discord up. They wouldn't like it if I had that thing up during my work day. So it's always on my phone, and I don't like the format of it. I don't like the way it's designed. So I struggle with that and the comfort of it. But I know that it's there, and I have to look at it, and I have to go into it occasionally to find out what's going on in Bearded Villains. So, but what I want to also say to that is, as I've always said before, when you have things going on, you have events going on. If you hear of a brother that's doing something really cool, right? If you hear of a brother that's doing something really cool, even if it's not a part of his chapter or part of Bearded Villains, he's still a brother. He's still doing something cool. Let's celebrate that, right? Let's celebrate that. So if you hear of a brother that's doing something really cool, or something's happening that's really cool in the life of a brother. Maybe it's a family member, spouse, kid, or something else that's really super awesome. Let me know about it, because I would love to reach out. Even if it's not going to be a formal interview, I'd love to at least be able to toss a picture up and celebrate the cool news that's going on in one of our brothers' lives. That is the focus. That is the primary focus of what this show is about, is celebrating all the things that we do. So that's that. I can't say that enough. So it's not me. It is not. It's never been about me. It's been about us and everything that this group of men that have chosen to stand by and say, we want to do this thing, right? And we want to represent this thing. That's what it's about. And that's what I want it to continue to be. So, guys, I know that this has been a super duper short thing. And I don't have anything else earth shattering to talk about tonight. I just wanted to try, and we've tried and failed, and we've seen a few failure points for tonight. And these are things that I get to work on. So I'm excited about that as I work through things. But like I said, eventually in the coming weeks, you're going to be able to see this being broadcast to Instagram. You're going to see this being broadcast to Facebook, hopefully, Instagram and Facebook Live simultaneously, as to YouTube as well. That is the hope. And so I've got to figure out how I can make that work. The setup is now, in the time that I've been away, my software has updated. The new versions of the software have come a long way, and there's really new features that are out there that I can do some really cool things with. But I have to be able to take advantage of those, and so I'm working through that. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about what this can bring and the way that we can form this show to do some of the things that I've always wanted to be able to do with it, but technology wasn't available or software wasn't available for it. But now it seems like so much of it is. And so I'm super excited to see where this takes us. So here's the thing. The other thing you'll notice, if you came on either the first time or the second time, yes, I was able to, I did a little theme, or with the help of Ed, if you didn't already know this, Ed Sander helped me out with a new updated theme song for the show. And yes, AI is awesome for that, but really awesome to help out. And I fell in love with it. He had a few different renditions and fell in love with this specific one. And then you'll notice that there was something else that played a little bit before the show started. And one of the things I've always said, and I'm going to continue to say every show as we end, is remember that it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. I've said that since day one of this show. And it's because I think it's a really important message. But I have been working on for the last several years a song that is titled that very thing. And so all of the lyrics that I had, I didn't let it write the lyrics for me. All of the lyrics that I had, and I gave it some musical cues and different things, and it came up with that really cool number. And that's most of the song. I've got to be able to. I'm going to be re-editing some bits and pieces of it. But that's a version of the song. And then hopefully soon I want to be able to release a slowed down, very broken down version of that song. So, but yes, I've been working for a very long time for a song that's called It's Okay. So that's going to be something. You may hear that bits and pieces coming up in the few weeks moving forward too. I've got lots of other updates going on that I don't want to tease about yet, but we will get into those in the coming weeks. So just stay tuned. Bear with me. I appreciate all of your patience as we had the technical glitches tonight, and hopefully we won't continue to have the technical glitches moving forward. But man, it's really good to be back behind this microphone. It feels like home. Well, technically it is home in the basement studio, but I'm excited to be back and be able to share all the cool stuff that's going on with you guys. If you notice over the coming few days, maybe even I might try it again tonight. We're going to see, I might go live periodically without notice for just a test. And if you see that, feel free to pop into it. Don't feel like you've missed anything if you don't get into it and you miss it, because most of this stuff over the next couple of days into the next week or so is going to be little tests that I do, so that when I do go live with the full show once again, man, it's going to be awesome. And we're going to be out to all the different platforms. But like I said, it's a new technology that I've got to be able to verify that this is going to work and this is going to work. And as we already found out the very first time we tried to go live tonight, trying to shove too much through the water hose initially, it was too much. And so I got to be able to figure out where I've got to send some different things and make things happen to make it all work the best. And that's just going to be trial and error. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me as we go through the couple of rough patches. But man, it is good. It is good to be back. So yes, Mr. Ramsey, I appreciate you. I'm glad to be back too. I am glad that I am going to be able to get back to a BV event next weekend, finally, for the first time in a bit. Thank you, Mr. Daring. Thank you, Mr. Daring. Definitely glad. Yes, me too. Me too. And the other thing too, that I want you to notice, it's not just all beards. So I have to quick brag for myself here. Many of you can't see everything down, but it's not just this that's a little bit different. Since many of you have seen me, there are about, well, it depends on when you saw me last. If it was last fall that you saw me, there's about 90 pounds less of old BP here. If it was last summer that you saw me, there's over 100 pounds less of BP here. So I'm in much better condition than I was. No, I didn't do the whatever you call the GLP shots, just doing a different program that's much healthier for myself. And yeah, so feels great. I would not have been able to do that musical had I not been able to do that. That was one of my goals, was that I wanted to drop from the time I got cast in the show, I said I wanted to drop 80 pounds. By the time from the time I got cast last fall to the time that the opening night happened, I had officially dropped 84 pounds. So I got my goal, which was actually kind of lofty. When I told my nutritionist that I wanted to get 80 pounds by that date, she said, well, don't set yourself up for disappointment. And I said, nope, I'm not. I'm going to make sure I hit it. So yes, I did. And it was awesome and it feels great. This isn't a temporary thing. I'm still on the losing track. So if you're not going to see me for another 6 months, you're going to see an even smaller BP. But at least by then I will be a fully bearded BP. So this BP is in the growth stages again. So we'll see. I don't even know if I'm going to classify as the business beard category. Mr. Ramsey, since I don't have anybody in here right now, I don't think from Tennessee, specifically from the host chapter for DSV, maybe Mr. Ramsey, if you're in here, could you tell me, because I know you have some insider information, what is the lowest category for the beard comp for DSV this year? What is the shortest, lowest category? That's the one I would be entering into. But if it's going to be like up to 6 inches, there's no point in me doing that. I'll just stand up there and say, oh, do. I'll give my few dollars for the competition and just walk away. But if there's a business beard category, I can maybe by next week I'll have at least what looks like a business beard by then. But if it's one of those that it's 0 to 6 inches, well, what's the point? I'll still do it because that's just me. But I want to know what I'm in for. I want to know what I'm in for. Business beard is 0 to 4. Okay, so I'm going to have some 4 inchers that I'm going to have to compare with. I appreciate your heads up on that, Dave. Looking forward to it. Okay, now I have to share that, Ed. Thanks a lot for that. Whiskerina, maybe. I've got a few days. Maybe I should figure out what I can do for a Whiskerina and enter into it. Has anybody ever, does anybody know? Has there ever been one of the BV brothers enter into a Whiskerina category? Has anybody ever done that? Because they all have beards, so there's never been a need. But has there ever been anybody that has joined into the Whiskerina category? I'm curious. And maybe the actual Whiskerinas would take offense to that, the ones that actually work their tails off. Because as you guys know, in those Whiskerina categories, some of those women get really, really crazy. Did Maple do it 2 years ago at Ezra? Okay, I didn't know. I forgot all about that. Now that you say that, you're right, because I do remember Maple in the dress. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Yes, he says yes. Maple at Ezra 2 years ago. I do remember because now that you say that, I remember his dress because I remember commenting on his dress. Yes, Ed confirms Maple John won Whiskerina in drag at Ezra. So I'm not going to dress in a dress. That's not going to happen. Even though I'm a much slimmer BP, I'm still big, and yeah, I don't want to. No. So. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I'm looking forward to getting back to the brotherhood, getting back to hang out with the brothers. I'm going to be my plans right now as far as events go. I know I'm going to be down at DSV in Nashville next weekend. I'm looking forward to Ohio, Beardo de Mayo in Ohio. I'm looking forward to the World Meet up in Canada in a few months. That's definitely going to happen. I don't like to waste the fact that I have a passport, and I haven't missed going up to Canada. I don't think ever since my first time going up I don't think I've missed going up any year since I first started going up for the event that was up there, which is now being postponed in lieu of the World Meet. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, guys, you guys have given me some good laughs. And a lot to think about, really. A lot to think about now. So, I'm either going to be Business Beard or we'll see if I can do Whiskerina. But it's not going to be in a dress. So that I'll have to apologize for. I'll reach out to Irish and see what they say. I don't want to offend any of the true Whiskerinas in that regard. So, guys, thank you so much for being here and for giving me something to laugh at. Something to look forward to once again for, on a Thursday night. We're going to continue on our Thursday nights is the plan right now. We're going to continue with Thursday nights. On occasional weeks, we might have to push it to either a Friday or we may have to push it back. If it's a travel weekend type of thing coming up and I have to work and it coincides on a day that I have to travel on Thursday for work, then we're going to jump back and we're going to come over to maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night. But we will make sure once we're back up and running, again, just as a reminder, next week is a week off for us because we're going to be prepping to get back up full ramped up, and because it's a travel week for me with DSV. So, man, hey, I got to give a quick shout out before I jump. I got to give a quick shout out for this comment here. I appreciate you so much, Damien. He says, BP, I wanted to thank you as an influence to become a villain. I went through my hopeful journey, and just 2 weeks ago, I'm a villain. Hey, all right. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations on that. That's huge. That's huge. I don't know how I became an influence for you, but I appreciate that. I don't think of myself that way. Man, I don't, but if I was able to be even the tiniest bit in the beginning of your journey, then I welcome that, and that really excites me because that's what we're all about here. So we're here to lift each other up and to promote each other and to talk about the really cool things going on in the world of BV. So it's all about changing lives. It's all about changing lives for our brothers and for our communities. So that's what we're all about. So thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I can't say thank you enough. And I know there's so many other things you could be doing, but hey, I like I said, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to try and move this over to play a little bit of our new theme song as we kick out of here. But again, guys, I want to challenge you, as I always do, as I say every week, going back a ways, to challenge you to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. As I say every week, guys, most important thing, it's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. Until 2 weeks from now, we are back with the heart of a villain. I will see you in 2 weeks. Until then, guys, take care. Stay safe.